Hello, everybody. This is Autumn, and of course, it is Wednesday, so you are all so privileged to be watching me, and even more so because I bring my dear sweet friend Delilah. Say hi, Delilah.
Hi, Delilah.
Isn't she a charmer? The reason she's on voice with me is unfortunately the poor thing doesn't pass at all. She's got like a 5 o'clock shadow at like 8 a.m., so. But at least she sounds like a chick. Kind of, sort of.
Yeah, unfortunately, I just don't pass at all. Like, I'm so
No.
ashamed. I just can't pass.
No, I certainly didn't model my transition on Delilah's. Definitely not. And I'm glad I didn't because, well, you know.
I'm just butt ass ugly. Let's just be real. I'm never gonna pass, and I might as well just stick to being a guy.
It's true. It's really true. It's just, some girls just need to face up that, they'll never be women.
And no matter how much FFS I get up in my face, I'm just never gonna pass.
Absolutely. And that's really sad, Delilah. Which brings us to the topic of this week, actually. And of course, it should be obvious to everyone that we'll be talking about coming out stories and going full time. What, do you think I'm going to say something about something else, along with like a certain holiday or something? No, screw that. So, no, why would I want to talk about something that encourages peace and love for all mankind when I'm about to go full time? This video should be about me, after all.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So, the 31st. The 31st is actually Delilah's New Year's party, which I will be attending. Of course, she'll be wearing a bag over her head, so, no one has to see her. But I'll be there, so I'll let everyone know how she looks afterwards. But what's even more so is that more significant on that date, and then the New Year's party, and bringing in a new year, which is even more important than that, is that I'll be going full time. And let's face it, that's very, very important to everyone involved, not just me. I think, Delilah, you would agree with that, right?
Sure, I can absolutely agree with that.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
So why don't you tell us about the party plans you have coming up?
Well, oh my god, I don't even know where to begin. It'll be the first party I'm actually throwing, and it's gonna be very interesting because
That's true, you're used to catching, aren't you?
Yes, I'm used to catching. Right, you're so clever, Miss Autumn.
I know.
Absolutely clever. But all joking aside, I started in my teens, so I do pass very well. But, it'll be my first party, and I'll be throwing it Saturday, so I'm very excited. Looking forward to it because there's gonna be some people I don't really know that I'm trans, and then there's gonna be some people that do. So it's gonna be a very, very interesting situation. And I'm both excited and kind of nervous at the same time because there is one person that's going to come, a coworker of mine who I've become really close friends with. She has absolutely no idea I'm transgendered, so I may or may not come out to her that night. She seems really open-minded about it, so yeah. So that's for the best. But all that aside, it's gonna be an awesome party. It's gonna be lots of food, a really awesome bonfire, and it's gonna be awesome all around.
So I'm gonna go out on a limb here, and so you probably don't only want to open up the door and be like, "Where are my trannies at?"
Yes, please don't. Please don't spill my tea, Autumn. Please.
I'll make certain.
And don't you dare spill your tea either.
Oh please, everyone knows I'm trans anyway.
Not necessarily.
I know. I'm just kidding. Actually, I had a pretty cool. I've been nervous actually the last couple weeks getting everything prepared for full time. Mostly just because I haven't had the clothing and the time or the money to get the clothing, but finally I had a year-end bonus that I used part of the money for on Friday, and I picked up a ton of stuff at mostly at Lane Bryant and a couple other stores, but I was getting fitted for a bra because I'd never been fitted, obviously. And it's 4 months in, so I figured now would be a good time because I at least have, like, some boobs, so I go in there, and they don't look at me twice. They don't even care that I'm 6'2". the sales girl actually was like, "Oh wow, I'm so jealous that you're tall," and she's like, "I'm just this short petite girl," and she's like, "You're just tall and amazing." I'm like, I'm just like, I'm actually like taken aback, honestly. I'm like, wow, I'm like, I'm must be passing pretty good because she's making no indication she thinks that I'm trans. So I test the waters and I go, I don't know, I don't really like being tall and broad shouldered because I'm worried that someone would clock me as a guy. And she literally looked me in the eye and scoffed. Like she went, ha! And then we like continued on and she like, she was helping me pick out stuff. And I was in there for like, God, over an hour and just chatting up with like, my friend Regina and just talking, just conversing with her about outfits and like with the other sales girls. And, they were trying to get me to sign up for a credit card. And I was like, oh, my credit's ruined because of a past marriage. And they're like, ugh, ex-husbands, don't even get me started. And I'm like, haha, yeah, something like that. That's actually kind of funny. But more of the story is that I think we put a lot more fear into ourselves about going full time than what's actually there. So you just really need to realize that, so much fear from most of us that are going full time is really non existent. I don't
I
know.
agree. I think a lot of the problems we create in our own head. I mean, honestly, aside from the physical aspects and stuff like that, it's also your body language, the way you carry yourself. You know what I mean? Because if you carry yourself like you're like if you seem very unsure of yourself and very uncomfortable, it's really weird. But it's like I've learned from personal experience that people do pick up on that. Like they will pick up on that, like
Oh, absolutely.
subconsciously, and they're gonna be like, "That's a fucking dude."
Exactly. No, no, I just, it's kind of funny. Like, you think, like, oh God, I can't be bold and bravado because everyone will be looking at me. But if you just stroll in there like you own the place, then no one's going to look at you any differently than anyone else. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And it's like, I'm 6'2". I stand out. You know what I mean? I get people comment on my height all the time. And I'm not exactly the most petite girl in the world. I mean, I was shopping at Lane Bryant to give you an idea. So, it's like I'm tall and I'm hippie and curvy.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of stand out. But if I think though even though I've been like terrified, honestly, like I'm not like saying this like as I'm thinking I'm like arrogant. Like honestly, I have this terrible like self-image myself, and you can ask Delilah this. Um, so nervous, like constantly, like, oh my God, do I pass? Do I pass? Is someone checking me out? Am I being clocked? I don't want to be a laughing stock, etc., etc., etc. But, that's just my own internalized BS from years of, having to live, a misgendered life, essentially, having to live that falsified role.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So, the 31st will be my first day at work. It was going to be the first, but since I'm going to the party, it just doesn't make any sense to drive home, change, and then go. I might as well just transition, but at work like that on the 31st and be done with it.
And then you can like come to my party in full blown girl mode, no guy mode, no awkward girl mode.
No.
That's my way. That's my. I prefer. I don't really like the term. I personally don't like the term guy mode.
Oh yeah.
I just prefer the term awkward girl mode because a good chunk of the trans girls I know that try to go in guy mode don't really look like guys. It's more like awkward girl mode. They're just awkward and they're just dressed as guys. They're just girls dressed as guys. And yeah, it's just no bueno.
No, I agree. It's totally no bueno.
Basically, I expect you to look fucking hot and gorgeous and sickening.
Oh please, I always do.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
That's like my favorite word, absolutely. It's my favorite word in the vocabulary.
God, why do I sound like us talking like we're part of like Mean Girls? We should be like, we wear pink on Wednesdays.
Exactly. It's like we're little bitches and stuff like that. No.
Oh God.
Oh no.
So, what about your first time, Amelia? You going
My first-
out your full
Ooh.
time? You have any funny stories leading up to that, or any moments like mine where it's just like, okay, I get it, I pass, I'm stupid for worrying. Can we just move on with this, please, and get it done and over with?
Oh God. Oh, let me tell you about my first time. My first time, I started in my teens, so I was seeing a therapist who, in my opinion, kind of acted like a gatekeeper. You know what I mean? So it was really hit or miss with him. I saw him on and off for like almost a year because I really wanted to transition. I would have if I had it my way, I would have transitioned yesterday, and at that time, and so I finally bit the bullet and worked up the courage to go dressed as a female, and I was shit scared. Like shit scared out of my mind. And I'm thinking, who am I gonna convince? I'm not gonna fool anyone. I look ridiculous. You know what I mean? This is like
Oh
the
yeah.
most ridiculous getup ever. Like I'm not fooling anyone. I just look stupid. I should just stop I should just stop. Just stop before I, getting uncomfortable with someone. But
Yeah.
nothing happened. Nothing happened at all.
It's like whenever I went to the mall with you right before I started hormones. Remember that during the summer? I'm just like freaking out because I'm like, oh God, people are going to look at me and like, no
Mm-hmm.
one looks at you. You know, it's really funny how like you just go into it and as long as you just put a little effort into presenting, no one looks at you. No one even cares. Like so many people I've found that like even if they suspect, they don't really care. And as long
Right.
as you don't act weird or uncomfortable or awkward, then people are just not gonna say anything, even if they suspect. For the
Right.
most part.
I mean, for all you know, for all intents and purposes, you very well could get clocked and you wouldn't even know it.
Exactly. And
I
besides, if
mean,
anyone says anything, there's always bear mace, right?
exactly. There's
Yeah.
bear case, or in my personal favorite is the stun gun. I have a pink one and I love it. I carry it with me everywhere I go. Just because of the situation like that. Actually, here's an interesting story. I have a very good story.
Alright, make it quick because we're at 12 minutes.
Oh, well, shit. Basically, so I'm at Walmart with a few girlfriends of mine, and one of them doesn't really pass very well. I mean,
Okay,
she's
how about
cute.
this? How about we do a two-parter here? I'm going to end this now.
Okay.
We'll let people, because we're talking here, and then we can continue the story for anyone that wants to continue on, and we'll just do that. So,
Okay.
if you guys are bored from us talking, just end it now and go watch the other videos, and just ignore us. If you want to continue on, then I'll go ahead and post another video. Okay, guys? So,
Okay.
say bye, Delilah.
Bye, Delilah.
Bye.
Bye.